up, guys? It's your boy Ed from Savij. You already know. And I just want to say, and I want to give you guys a big thank you because of you guys, I've made it to 1,000 subs, and I'm super excited and I'm really happy. And I couldn't have done it without any of you guys. I've already announced the next winners. I've already chosen the next winners. I've already texted them and messaged them to just make sure that they claim their mats. Right now, I am going to be able to do playmat giveaways all the way down to the 31st of this month. So I'm super excited and I'm really happy that I'm able to do this for you guys. Because of you, I'm able to do what I want to do and have so much fun enjoying it with my team. Making these videos are legit just for fun. Like, I literally started doing this just because I wanted to get my team out there and I just wanted to get the boys to be recognized. And I feel like I've accomplished that a little bit already. And I'm super excited. I'm really thankful for everything that you guys have helped me be able to make or be able to do, right? But for today's video, we are going to be doing a little bit of a Banlist conversation topic, a little bit of a Banlist video that I want to sit down and talk about today. Today is Christmas Eve. Today is the 24th. So it's just a little special video for you guys. I'll be doing a lot of videos today at this moment so I can get a lot of videos done for the rest of the week. So you guys are probably going to catch me in this fit couple of more times. But it's just because I want to get a lot of work done today and I want to be able to get some videos done for you guys, and I'm super excited and I'm really pushing forward to wanting to be able to get as many videos and as much content and as much as quality content for you guys as possible today. I do want to give a big shout out to House of Champs. He did a video on a Banlist video that he had done. He did like, I think it was like over like, I don't know, it was definitely over 50 cards that he talked about, and he didn't specify like, oh, these are the ones that are going to go first and then these are the ones that are going to go to second, and then no, he just went card by card and he talked about his opinion. And that's kind of what I want to do today. He actually inspired me to do that video. I was looking at some of the cards that he was talking about, and some of them I actually didn't want to talk about because I'm like, yeah, whatever, like it doesn't matter, right? And then there's cards that I'm like, yeah, we kind of want to talk about them because there are actual cards that like might get hit on the ban list, or there might be a possibility for them to either come back or get on or whatever the situation is, right? So let's go ahead and get into that video real quick. Awesome. So we have about 45 cards. I think that's what it is, give or take. I'm probably going to start taking off a couple as I'm going down this list. But I do have about 45 cards that I want to talk about, and I want to say whether they're going to get hit or not. But we're going to go ahead and start off with Artifact Scythe. I think that anything that helps a person stop another person from playing Yu-Gi-Oh is not good. I'm currently playing the Scythe in my Adamascipator deck, and I think it's great. I love it because Adamascipators do have this thing where they're really like, they'll just set up a bunch of negates or whatever. But the thing is that if I can go standby pop, get rid of my Verde so they don't swing on a Verde like who only has 500, because like I've lost matches because like I'm at 6k or whatever, and then they bring out a big beater or whatever, and then they swing over the Verde and I take more than 3k damage or something. And then so most of the times I'll go standby, DP, pop the Verde, pop the Scythe, effect of the Scythe, special effect of the Scythe, lock out of the extra deck. But talking about Scythe itself, I think that it's a card that really stops people from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I personally believe that Konami doesn't like that. I personally believe that they want to stop encouraging people from not being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or making their opponents not being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it really sucks. But that's just my personal opinion about it. So I think Scythe will get hit. I don't know if it'll get hit right now, but I know that it will for sure get hit. It might either go 2-1 right now, which is really not going to do anything, and then it's probably going to get hit, or it's just automatically going to get hit. But that card will get hit one day or another. I know that for a fact. If it's not this list, it's going to be the next list. It's like whenever we had the Sword Destruction with the Link monster. Sorry, I had to think about it. With Union Carrier. Union Carrier used to attach, and they would attach to Borozord, Savage Dragon, and then he would gain another 1,000, but then their opponents would be locked out of their extra deck. Like, it was really bad. Like, that has to go. We're going to go ahead and continue. Artifact DAGDA. So that was one of the cards that I saw him talk about. I don't think that DAGDA, it's necessarily a card that should get hit, because DAGDA, yeah, it's a card that basically helps set the Scythe to be able to do what you need to do. But think about it like this. Let's say you don't touch Scythe, you touch DAGDA, which DAGDA is what makes you get into it, right? Okay, DAGDA gets banned, DAGDA gets hit. What are you going to do? You're going to play 3 Scythes, you're going to set 1. Like, some people would do that, and that's the crazy thing. Or they would just risk it and play that 1 Scythe anyway, and then just set it, and that's really crazy. I don't think DAGDA would get hit personally, but there's always an open window. You never know. We're gonna go ahead and continue. And Verde is actually a really strong topic. A lot of people don't necessarily like Verde. I think that Verde is a card that will get hit one day. I just don't think that it's the time to hit Verde just yet. Definitely Verde is a one-of in every deck. So if Konami wants to do the movement to just start hitting it to 1, that is more than possible. They actually can, and I think that would be great. I personally used to play 2 Verdes in my Dino deck because I used to combo off so much that they would nib me on my Verde. They wouldn't even wait for me to activate, right? Because that's the smart move, right? But then I'll just go ahead and make a Link Spider, and then because Dinos were under MISC, I'll just Link again and make another Verde. And then I used to bring out Dragoon. Verde is a problem, but it's not necessarily really a problem. I think that Verde is one of the cards that really helps a lot of rogue decks play, and I think that being able to play so many, like the meta right now is so diverse that there's like legit a lot of decks topping. Like Fluffles are topping. Like I saw a Fluffle deck playing once. Like my buddy Fluffle Boy plays Fluffles and he'll do well with it one day. But I think that like Fluffles just really, I'm sorry, not Fluffles. I feel like Verde is a card that just really helps out people who play rogue decks, and it just helps rogue be better. And I think that Verde should not be a card that will go right now, and I don't think it should be a card that should go, but I think it will get hit one day. I personally don't want it to happen, but I think it will happen. We're gonna go ahead and continue. And Dragoon is that card that is not going anywhere right now. I don't think that it's gonna get hit. See, the thing is that Dragoon doesn't do enough, and Dragoon helps bad decks be better decks. And I think that's necessary it's a necessary evil in this world for Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that people definitely need to be able to play a card like Dragoon and be still able to have fun with Yu-Gi-Oh! Quote unquote fun, right? Of course. Dragoon is not a fun card, but it's a fun card, right? I think people really should have that ability to do that, like DPE. Like, okay, there's the thing where you play DPE or you play Dragoon. It really all depends on your deck, and it really all depends on what you're trying to do, right? But I think that Dragoon is a necessary evil and it should not be hit, and I don't think it's going to get hit because it just hasn't done enough right now. We're going to go ahead and continue. This card is a card that he talked about, but I don't believe that it's a card that will probably get hit anytime soon. But it does make a valid point. So this is Destiny Hero Celestial. I think the Celestial being a draw 2, it's so nasty. Like, oh my god, it's really nasty. But I mean, like, personally, I see where they're coming from, but I just don't think that it's going to be a card that's going to get hit just yet. Pot of Greets are always cards that shouldn't be in the game and should get hit. Or cards that Konami always hits. So personally, I think Celestial will probably get a slap on the wrist or something one day, but I just don't think it's going to come anytime soon. We're going to go ahead and continue. These are all cards that, like, so far I believe that are like cards that are probably going to end up getting hit on the meta, but I think this card is definitely going to get hit. Probably this list, which is Fusion Destiny. I think that Fusion Destiny should definitely get hit, but I have a feeling that it's not going to happen just yet, for the reason being that Fusion Destiny is already being announced to be coming out as an OT in the next OTS 18, correct? It's going to be an OT in the OTS 18, so for that reason, I don't think it's going to hit, but it should definitely be a card that should go to 1. I mean, like, my buddy Rich Lee talked about it, and he thinks that it's super retarded that people are able to just go spam the board, shit on the board, and then get nibbed, get stopped, or whatever, and then them just being like, Fusion Destiny. Like, yeah, like, I think that's retarded, and we should definitely lower the amount of times that people should do that, and by doing that, you just go ahead and hit Fusion Destiny to 1. I mean, like, it's crazy how many times I actually do that with Adamantipator's. Like, I'll actually get hit, and then I'll be like, okay, I got nibbed. Fusion Destiny, get the fuck out. Like, okay, it happens. It's just like whatever, but I don't think that that should happen. It's a card that should definitely get hit to 1. I definitely think that it's gonna get hit to 1. Like I said, maybe not this list, but it will definitely get hit to 1. We're gonna go ahead and continue in Imperial Order. Oh my god, people have been talking about this card needing to get hit, and it's not gonna happen. I think this is a necessary evil. I hate Sky Strikers. Sky Strikers can go yeet. I think Imperial Order is a card that needs to stay in the ban list. Like, in our list at 1. I definitely think that IO being that good and being able to stop all of these decks that played spells, yeah, that's fine, whatever. My deck doesn't necessarily play a lot of spells, but if you stop some of my spells, okay, I'm gonna be a little butthurt. But then I'm just gonna go Dragite, bounce all your shit, use my spells again in case I have more spells, right? But IO is a necessary evil. I think people should start realizing that and should definitely stop fucking crying about it, because IO should definitely stay. That's just my personal opinion. At 1, it's fine. Mystic Mind. Mystic Mind is a card that will not get hit ever. I believe it. I don't think that it ever will get hit, and I don't think that it should get hit. I think that it's definitely too good of a card for it to get hit. The thing is that IO stops that card. So I played opponents. They Mystic Mind me. They're like, yo, I'm just gonna fucking sit on it, and I'm just gonna keep drawing and passing until I have to discard, draw, pass. Said IO. Pass. They're gonna pass. My turn. Draw face, anybody face? Cool. Main face. IO. What are you gonna do? You're playing a bunch of spells too. Like, especially with the Sky Striker players, they do that so much. Mystic Mind. Okay. You're playing a lot of spells, buddy. Like, we're gonna move on. Mystic Mind's not gonna get hit. Call by. Call by the Grave is gonna be a card that is gonna come back, but it's not coming back just yet, and it should definitely come back to 2. I think that Call by, it's such a good card, and it definitely needs to be back in our meta. Call by the Grave is just a really powerful card. Now for the next card that I believe that is actually a card that probably will get hit, because I've had my opponents do this to me twice, not once, but twice, and I've had to get over it twice. Fucking sucks. It's SHADDOLL WINDA. I think that SHADDOLL WINDA is a card that is just, it's too powerful. It's a floodgate that allows you to not play YuGiOh, and I am using the word allow because your opponents will just be like, all right, Schism, WINDA, what are you doing, bro? Like, I guess nothing, right? And then you just move on from your day. We're gonna move on. Red Reboot. Red Reboot is a card that I feel like it's good at 1. I personally think that it's good at 1, but I could definitely see why people would want that card to go up to 2. I could definitely see why people would want that card to get hit. I think that card is good at 1. I think that card should definitely stay at 1 and should not move on from there. We're gonna go ahead and continue with this. I don't want to talk about it. Anti-Spell Fragrance. Anti-Spell Fragrance is a card that should not get touched, just like IO. Spell decks suck. They're too fast, they're too good. Sky Strikers suck. That's it. We're moving on from it. I saw some people talk about Simmelberg. Well, I saw him talk about it. I asked a couple of people about it too, because like I sat down and I asked to see what like my teammates' opinions were about certain cards in this list that I wanted to talk about, and this card's not an issue. This card's definitely not a problem, and I don't think nobody cares about you special summoning Avion at the end phase. Like, yeah, it's an Omni Negate, whatever. Force out the Omni Negate, play all day. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh, you're gonna bury statue me. Okay. Dark Ruler. Droplet. We moving on now. Barrier Statue. Droplet. Dark Ruler. Doesn't matter. I can stay at 3. Elixir of the Scarlet Sanguine. It's a card that 1000% should go to 1. Nah, I'm just kidding. That card is good at 3. I think that Ullage decks are fun. I don't necessarily play them a lot. I've played them, don't get me wrong. I am the kind of person that can definitely play whatever kind of style of deck that they want and still have fun. Like, I literally play like a lot of different decks that are I play a lot of helmet decks, I play a lot of combo decks, I play a lot of control decks, I play a lot of mid-range decks. Like, the thing is that I feel like ELDLIXIR is a necessary evil. Like, okay, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna allow a guy to top with ELDLIXIR, and it's the one out of like 16 of the guys who topped with top 16. That's fine, I don't care. Move on, next guy. Meltdown. Okay, so there was a debate between Rich and Rolo. And it wasn't about Meltdown, it was about another card, but we'll get to that card in a minute. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's definitely one of the next cards. Oh yeah. Okay, so we'll talk about the debate in a second, but Meltdown is a card that I've been talking about forever. That it's a card that is probably going to get hit. I don't want it to get hit. I am an invoked player. You guys all know this. But I believe that Magical Meltdown would definitely get hit one day to 1. To 2, I don't care. It's going to get touched. And in the OCG, it got touched to 2. But I believe that this card, because I believe that TCG just handles everything differently from the OCG. And we normally don't do we don't have a tendency to play cards or do hit cards from 3 to 2 and then to 1 later if we figured it out. No, we straight up go from 3 to 1. And that's it. We call it a day. So that for that reason, I believe that Meltdown, if it's ever going to get hit, it's going to go to 1. I don't want it to get hit, but I feel like Meltdown will get hit to 1, especially right now that invoked Dogmatica is so powerful. ALEISTER was another card that I saw that there was a conversational topic right after that. ALEISTER it's not going to get hit. ALEISTER, it's whatever. It's not going to be a problem. Moving on. Servant. This was the problem. This was the issue. This was the debate between my teammates and I. Nadir Servant. 1/2 white. That was the big problem. What will it get hit to? I personally believe that it will go to 1. And yet again, this is because OCG has a tendency to hit cards to 2, and then they'll hit to 1 later. But we don't do that. We don't believe in the 2s. We do not believe in the 2s. We'll go from 3 to 1. Automatically, or bad. Out. There is no if or but. What about it? No. It's Nadir Servant will get hit to 1. And that was Richley's whole thing, is that he thought that it's just Nadir Servant will get hit to 1. Rolo thinks that it's going to get hit to 2. Let's find out who is correct. I'm so excited. I believe that it's going to go to 1. Rolo thinks it's going to go to 2. Richard thinks he's going to go to 1. We'll see who's right. I think it's super cool. I like putting up, like, you know, stuff like that. I think it's a lot of fun. It keeps it interesting. We're going to continue. Punishment. Punishment is a good 1-of. Most people are only playing 1-of. If you're playing more than 1, it's going to depend on your build or whatever deck you're playing. Besides that, I think it's whatever, man. This card could definitely go to 1, and we're all not really care. It's just, okay, whatever. Move on. Tri-Brigade Revolt. Tri-Brigade Revolt is a card that I've heard so much that should get hit. And because I've played a lot of Tri-Brigade, I personally believe that it's not going to get hit, and I don't think it should get hit. I think it's a card that it's actually really good, and if it gets hit to 1, I think that's fine, but it should definitely not get hit. It's a really, really good card, and it helps the deck stay afloat. If you take that card away, it's kind of like killing the deck. So you don't want to kill the deck, you kind of just want to let them have fun. So maybe you just hit it to 1. Most people only really play 2, so I mean, like, 1 wouldn't be too bad, right? Moving on. Multi-roll. Multi-rolls are 1. Multi-roll should stay at 1. Any Sky Striker card that is at where it is should definitely go to 1. All the Sky Striker cards should go to 1. I fucking hate Sky Strikers. All go to 1. I don't care. Engage. Oh, Engage came back to 1. That means that they're gonna hit Engage to 2 in the next ban list. Did it get hit to 2? No, it didn't. Shut up. Sky Striker players are so annoying. The Sky Striker cards should go to 1. I don't care. Moving on. Engage. Stay at 1. Moving on. Hornet Jones. Stay at 1. Okay. Finally, not a Sky Striker card. RAIGEKI. RAIGEKI is a good card. It's literally like a Lightning Storm. And if we have Lightning Storm, why don't we have RAIGEKI at 3? If we have Dark Hole at 3, why can't we have that RAIGEKI at 3? It's legit the same thing. Think about it. If only your opponent controls monsters, you're going second, you Dark Hole. You just RAIGEKI'd. That's exactly what you did. Okay. Like, okay. Your opponent went first. He has a board. Let's say he has a bunch of freaking monsters on the board. A bunch of monster negates. Lightning Storm. You just RAIGEKI'd. That's exactly what you did. Straight up. RAIGEKI should definitely go to 3. It doesn't matter. That grass looks greener. Oh my god, this is a card that I hear a lot of people wanting to come back, and I do want it to come back because it's such a good card. Look, I believe that there's cards and decks that should always be fun decks and should always be decks that people would want to play because like they're just such like big fan favorite decks. And the grass looks greener. The grass looks greener definitely 1000% helps decks like Lightsworns, zombie decks like that, you know, and Lightsworns are big. They're really big and popular with people who like that, you know, and I believe that will encourage people to play Lightsworns again and then play 60 card decks, and I think it's a lot of fun and you should definitely play it. That's just my personal opinion about it. Mind Control. Mind Control was a card that was at 3 for the longest, and I played it at 3 for the longest, and then it got hit to 1, and I played it at 1 for the longest, and it's a card that should definitely just stay at 1. People want that card to get hit. I don't know why. I don't think that card should definitely go to 3 anymore. I think it's a good one-off, and that's my personal opinion about it. We're going to move on. Second Slight. Second Slight should definitely just be a 3 of. Honestly, it's really not that big of an issue. It's just like it's a whatever, honestly. You can just play 3 Seconds Light, call it a day. That's it. Moving on. Speedroid Terratop. Speedroid Terratop is such a good card. I definitely think that it's a card that should go back to 3 because it's just such a fun card to play. Like, I remember when I used to go MX Saber, Invoker, Detach, Special Summon a Zodiac monster from the deck, and I was, like, it's a fun card. It's a good card for combo decks like that, and I would definitely enjoy to have that card back at 3. I would want it at 3. That's just my personal opinion. True Draco. Dynamite. The Knuckles. This guy is definitely a card that should come back to 3. We're not getting Masterpiece. I would definitely like Masterpiece back. Please. Thank you. That's my Christmas wish every year. Masterpiece to 3, but it's not gonna happen. So can we at least have Knuckles back to 3? It's not like Dracos are doing anything anyway. Without our field spell, it's kind of like an unplayable deck. So, nope. Moving on. HARPIE'S Featherstorm. That's a VFD as a trap. Do you guys realize what VFD cards are? Like, no, this card should definitely be at 1 or 0. Like, this card is dumb. Like, it's definitely a VFD. That's it. It's just that good. Moving on. Protos, VFD. This card should get hit. I don't think it's going to get hit in this next ban list, but I definitely think that it's going to get hit on the ban list after that. I'm super excited to see how people, or what people will do as long as this card is still alive. But when this card gets hit, I want to see how their deck style, deck plays are going to change. I've played against a lot of Sword Soul recently. And they always hit me with the Protos. Always. There can only be one. There can only be one. It's a necessary evil. I feel like there's a lot of cards that I think that are necessary evils for these games. For this game, I'm sorry. And there can only be one. It's definitely a card that should definitely stay at 1. I mean at 3, I'm sorry. Herald of Perfection. I don't necessarily think that it's a card that should get hit, but if it does, that's perfectly fine. Let's do it. Let's take it to 1. So Herald of Perfection to 1. Beatrice stays at 1. We're not going to move on from that. We're not talking about it anymore. It's just a 1 of, and that's it. Cyber Angel, Benten. Benten is fine at 1. Like, I don't think that the deck needs to get kicked in the ass anymore. Like, it definitely got murked. Eva going to 1 definitely made the deck a lot more easy to play against, which is a lot better because they would go Eva on their turn, add 2 angels to their hand. Eva on my turn, send 2 more angels, like add 2 more angels to their hand. Like, dog, now I'm playing against Perfection or Ultimateness, and I'm playing versus 4 of them that I know of. That's not including whatever else they had in their hand. Like, no. Maxi is a card that everybody wants back. No, a lot of people really don't want it back, but I want it back. I think it's a card that definitely should come back, and I think it's a card that would be a lot of fun to play against and see again in the meta. So I think it's a 3 of. That's just me. We have a lot of hand traps. We have a lot of other stuff. So why not Maxi back to 3? Oricas Harp Horror. Oricas Harp Horror is definitely a card that I think that should have the opportunity to come back. Stalio came back, so why can't Harp Horror come back? It's not the same conversational topic as like Colossus coming back. I don't think so, but I think Harp Horror is definitely a card that is a fan favorite of a fan favorite deck, and I think it's a card. I think it's a card that should definitely come back, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to play with. Moving on, Thunder Dragon Colossus. It can stay bad. Nobody cares. It's just whatever. I know there's a lot of Thunder Dragon fans out there. I don't care. Colossus should definitely stay bad. Moving on. Destiny Hero Malicious. Malicious definitely can go to 3. I don't know why we keep flip-flopping from 3 to 2 to 3 to 2 again. Like, doesn't make sense. I don't like 2 ofs. Like, I think there's some cards that should definitely be 2 ofs, but I think Malicious should definitely be a 3 of. Moving on. Miscellaneous. I think Miscellaneousaurus should actually come back to 3 again. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I definitely would want it to come back. I think it's like me asking for Masterpiece back again. Like, I would love it. It's my Christmas wish, but it's not gonna happen. Moving on. Seuss. I think Seuss is fine at 3. I don't think it should get touched. If it gets touched to 1, I would be happy because it's a card that it's really hard to get over sometimes. And then I have opponents that will slap a Seuss, detach enough materials, whatever, and then they'll have a Seuss with a one material, attack with Seuss, and then slap another Seuss on top. Like, what? Moving on. Needle Fiber. I think Needle Fiber is a card that should not get touched. I don't think it should get hit. I think it's a really, really good card to play with in your decks and in your combo heavy decks. I definitely OTK with that card. I don't think it's a card that should go away for any reason whatsoever. A lot of people used to talk about that card being super evil. Shut up. I don't care. It's a good card. It's a fun card to play. It's definitely good in combo decks. Moving on. Entis is a card that should go to 1. Entis is just a card. It's just a pop. Like, Dryden got hit. Why shouldn't Entis get hit, right? I don't think Entis should get nuked. I think Entis should get hit to 1. That's it. I mean, like, why did Dryden get hit but not Entis? You're gonna activate into your servant, pop my shit. Like, it's literally the same thing as Dryden. Moving on. Fossil Warrior Skull Knight. 1, like 2, 3, I don't care. It's not that useful. A lot of people don't really play it. It's a whatever, honestly. Moving on. Stalio. Yep, Stalio is the last card. Stalio should definitely stay at 1. I don't care. It could go to 3. I don't care. It's a card that necessarily doesn't really do much. I've played against some Salad players, and I played against other Salad players that are actually good, and then they beat me. And I played against other Salad players that just don't know what they're doing, and it's just like, okay, whatever. Dude, Salads is really not top deck. It's not super meta. Salads is a fan favorite deck, and I should definitely root for the people who are fan favorites. So I think that card should definitely come back to 3. So then, like, the people who play Salads should be a little bit more happy about what they're doing, right? This was my Banlist prediction, banter, conversation, debate, whatever you want to talk about it. It's just my personal opinion. There's some cards that I'm just like, whatever, they're good at where they're at, and then there's other cards that I'm like, nope, go to 1, nope, go to 2, or nope, go to 3, right? Like, yeah, definitely. Like I said, my Christmas wish list is for Miscellaneousaurus and Masterpiece to definitely come back to 3. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I really enjoy what I do. I think it's a lot of fun. It could definitely be a lot more fun if certain cards come back, if certain cards get hit, whatever, right? I think that the meta is so diverse that it's actually kind of crappy. You can't properly side against what you're going to play because you don't ever know what you're going to play. I would prepare for a bunch of like meta decks, and then I'm playing nothing but rogues. And it's just like, okay, I lose now because I was prepared for meta. And it's just, it sucks. You can't ever be prepared for anything at any of the locals that I go to because you don't ever know what you're playing or what people are going to play, or some person might pull up with one deck today and then tomorrow they'll play a different deck. Like, it legit happens like that, and I do that a lot too, you know? And I can't take away from it. I think it's fun, but it's definitely something that it's kind of too annoying because it just happens so much. But that's just my personal opinion about it, guys. Let me know how you guys feel. Of course, I feel like some of these cards you guys might not agree with, and you guys definitely are entitled to your opinion. I have my opinion, and I think that some of these cards, whatever I said on them, should definitely happen. And I mean, like, it might not happen, but that's fine, right? We all have our personal opinion about it. I'm super excited for 2022, guys. You already know we're going to Vegas, so make sure you guys look out and see us at Vegas, guys. But you already know this was your boy Ed from Savij. I'll catch you guys on the next one.